G'day viewers, my name's Graham Stevenson and I'd like to invite you to come on a journey of creativity and learning and adventure through the series Colour in Your Life. There's an artist in every family throughout the world, and lots of times there's an artist deep down inside all of us as well. So grab your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your aunties, uncles and mums and dads and come and see how some of the best artists do what they do. Hello, Sue.
Hello, Graham.
Good to see you.
Lovely to see you.
You too, darling.
Yes.
Can I come and see your beautiful work?
Of course, welcome.
Fantastic, thank you. Well, hi folks, and welcome back to Colour in Your Life. Well, we're in the Bay of Plenty in New Zealand at a city called Tauranga. Beautiful, beautiful area. And I'm with a lady called Sue Dent.
Oh, hi,
Sue,
Graham.
very nice to meet you. Sue's a very well-travelled lady, probably one of the leading art teachers within the Bay of Plenty area. She does some pretty amazing work and does also some fantastic florals as well, which you'll be seeing today also. But tell me a little bit more about your history. I mean, you sort of had a bit of a revelation about 23 years ago, didn't you?
I did. I didn't realise all my life, as much as I loved art, I didn't realise that I could actually do it.
Yeah.
I thought that anybody should be able to sit down and just paint a painting without any teaching. I had the opportunity to do oil painting lessons, and it was that very first lesson that just absolutely opened up the whole world to me. It was just like, oh wow, there it goes, you know, I can do this.
It was a revelation.
It was a revelation.
But you've gone on, I mean, and we'll be screening these up as we go through the show today, of course. Your Venetian series, obviously people are influenced by their travels and what they see, but your Venetian series is fantastic. Tell me a little bit about that too. Wow,
you go to Venice and you see these amazing masks, and there was no way I could get one home in my suitcase. So I came home and decided that I would paint one just for my own personal use. So I painted one and somebody saw it and it was sold before. The history of them is just amazing. It goes back to the 14th century.
It's pretty amazing. When you go to Carnival there, it's just quite extraordinary.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be doing some florals today, and we're going to be focusing on a rose. Very beautiful and popular plant. And Sue's going to show us some techniques, obviously with light and shade, as far as that's concerned as well. So come along for the ride, guys. We're going to paint a rose, and it's going to be a fantastic day. Okay, Sue, now I can see that you've already drawn the rose on there, but you've got a red canvas. How did that come about, and what did you use to draw that rose on?
Okay, well, I nearly always use red in my canvas before I start a painting. For me, I don't want to see the white of the canvas coming through. I actually want to see some warmth and some colour, and the red does it. And you know, people got to realise that they can actually paint their canvases any colour they like before they start. I do choose red. I love the red, and I always have used it. I have to say there is only one thing that I can't use red under, and that's red roses.
Oh, is that why? So why is that?
It seems to kill the red.
Okay.
The red that you put on top, so I always have to start off with a white background when it comes to anything red. It's quite strange, but anything else, the red, just everything goes beautifully over the top of it.
And it basically warms the picture up?
It does warm the picture up. Okay. It warms it up a lot. And I always start off in chalk because I can rub out. You can see where I've been drawing, and you can rub it out. And what happens with the chalk, it actually dissolves with the paint. So you don't have to worry about fixing it or anything. It'll just disappear in with the paint, and that's what makes it so good.
Now our paints.
Yes, I've got an Atelier.
And you've got golden.
I've got the lovely golden
So
paints.
is there any reason why you prefer to use golden paints?
I love the colour they produce. My very favourite colour in the golden range happens to be the alizarin crimson hue. I mean, it's an incredible colour.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely glorious. It's one of the best alizarins I've come across. And I love their Indian yellow too. But I do use the Atelier, and I've got the Atelier red here as well, so I do tend to mix them up a bit.
But it looks like you've got a pretty limited palette there as well.
I always have a limited palette.
Okay.
Always. My three colours I nearly always use would be my phthalo blue, my alizarin, and the Indian yellow.
Fantastic.
And white. With it having a bit of red in it, I just picked out, this is pyrrole red, that's it. So that's what I just tend to do, always keep my palettes very limited. Because then the painting comes together. You do have to learn how to mix. That's the only thing, and this is where people do find it quite hard, is learning how to mix. But once you've mastered the mixing, you can make any colour you like. So why go out and buy every colour?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Great point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's make a start with that then, and get some of those colours mixed up. I'm fascinated to see how you do all of this with just a limited palette.
I'm just going to put out my white first.
Yep.
Then I usually put down. I go from my white through to my Indian yellow, right here. Put down a little dollop of that.
That's a great looking colour, isn't it?
Just a magnificent yellow. It is probably one of the best yellows that's been produced. I'm convinced of that. Then of course we come to this beautiful alizarin. I mean, look at that. I'm just going to put out a bit of the phthalo blue, because these are my three staple colours, and just about every painting I use are these three primaries in white.
Yep.
For this particular one, I need to add a red. I'll just put that through there like that.
Yes, it's a nice intense red, that one.
Just get a nice new brush. I love the bristle brushes. That's the Das Bristle Bright. I think they're made in Australia, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they might be too, yeah.
But I find them lovely and firm, and they're cheap enough that when they wear out, you can just throw them away and go and buy some more.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So, and I don't use a palette knife to mix. I just tend to, I'll start off on this side, and I actually just want to get a very, very pale yellow. And then what I do first is that I just tend to block in. So I'm quite rough. I try not to use too much water, because I don't really like too much water in my paint. I just love to block in first. I love to cover the whole canvas with paint. And as you can also see, a lot of the white chalk is disappearing as I'm painting. I'm just going to bring some of that red into down here, because there's a lovely bit of red that's coming in through here. You can see how quickly you can actually just block in. You don't need to spend hours and hours on it. And my paintings might look as if I'm really particular about what I'm doing, but when I come to painting, I just tend to, as long as it's within cooey of what I'm doing, it doesn't really matter, because I always say this is a photograph taken, it's a moment in time, 10 seconds later it's going to be different, and nobody is ever going to see the photograph. So
That's a good point, yeah.
It is, it's just capturing that moment, and it's your take on that moment.
And you take a lot of your own photos?
All of them.
Yeah.
Every one of them. Yeah. And to the extent that I grow these flowers. All these flowers I've actually grown myself, I photograph.
Okay, I mean, beautiful property that overlooks Mount Maunganui.
Right, I'm still just blocking in around here at the moment. You can see I'm just going to go around that leaf.
I think what's great is that you paint with that limited palette. Just makes it so much easier, because you're obviously a well-known teacher of art in the area as well, so it enables the students not to get so carried away with 50 colours. They can focus on the ones they actually need. I
actually always just recommend to people to go out and buy 2 blues, like ultramarine and phthalo, 2 reds, which is like your alizarin, which is a real good one, and maybe your cadmium red medium, or one of those lovely reds. And yellows, I would actually go for a lovely pale transparent yellow, and of course my favourite Indian yellow, and white. Now you can make every colour in the world with those primaries. So you don't actually need to go out and buy all these other colours. If you try and learn to mix them, your whole painting comes together because it's all done with the same palette. And I could just go around the whole room here and say every one of these paintings would be painted with these colours, except for that one there, which is only painted with 2 colours in white.
That's fascinating.
Right from the very word go, when I was learning watercolours, and I had a teacher, and he introduced me to these 3 colours. And that was going back in watercolours right back at the beginning of my career, basically. 2 things, 3 primaries, and that's all you need, and punch in those darks was his words. And it's something I have never ever reneged on. I just think that was some of the best advice I've ever been given in my life.
Right.
It works.
Absolutely.
So I think one of my biggest sayings to people, look, it's only paint. Really, it is. It's only paint. If you make a mistake, you can paint over it again. Don't be scared of it and just go for it. And for my background, I love these dark backgrounds, and then I just tend to use the alizarin and the phthalo together and put that in.
There you go.
I have to push that back again now.
That's the beauty about that red background, but you can still see that warmth coming through.
Well, it's quite amazing really what it does to, even with white flowers, I still paint that red. And it gives it that lovely warmth.
Beautiful.
And you don't have to worry too much at all about, if you want to add anything in afterwards, you can still paint it in. I'm just keeping this particular one just very, very simple.
So these techniques that you're teaching us today are obviously the ones that you teach to your students, and you were saying to me before that just the satisfaction that they get when they realise they can do something that they never knew was possible.
Oh, it's the biggest thrill in the world to me, to see somebody achieve something, as you say, that they never really thought they could do. I also have to say here too that I do teach them how to do this, but at the end of the day, I do not really want to teach them how I paint. I try and encourage them to develop their own style, develop what they do, but they need to know the basics. They need to know how to mix colours, they need to know how to apply them. So you do start off with something like that, then you try and push them out the other way and say, right, well, let's just try something a little bit different that I don't normally do, and we'll start to develop them into their own artists. So it's and I think to see people growing and developing and then starting to sell their work, it's a big thrill for me. Yeah. It really is.
Well, that's what a good teacher does.
There wouldn't probably be one of my students at the moment that probably hasn't sold anything. So
that's great, isn't it?
Okay, now you can see there, and you can actually stand back from it now and just say, have I got the drawing right? And so now you just wait for it to dry a little bit, and then you start off again, and now we'll start to develop the colours.
Excellent.
Okay, see, we've got the yellow coming back in there now, so we need to bring some of this yellow back in. Got a little petal coming in around here, so I'm just going to start filling that and bringing in the shape of it again, and that's actually part of this petal here.
Yeah. I mean, working in the studio that we're in now, you sort of took over the house, didn't you? Your husband Alan just said, you know, from one room to the other, and all of a sudden you've got your whole house as an art studio and a workshop space for people. It's pretty amazing.
Yes, he ended up by building another little area on top of the house for us to live, and said have all this area down here so I can spread out and have big classes, big workshops.
Yeah, you've got very satisfied students, and as you said before, I mean, many of your students have gone on to sell work themselves, which is an indication of how good the teacher is too. Part of your journey as well, apart from being an artist, is that you've been a bit of an adventurer as well.
Yes.
And sailing with your dear husband Alan to parts all over the Pacific. And you're also off to Vanuatu shortly on the yacht as well.
Yes, in the next couple of weeks, believe it or not. So we're actually, after the rather devastating cyclone they've had up there, we're actually taking a lot of bits and pieces up to some of the worst hit islands. So
that's great.
yeah, it should be quite sad, but
It's the way of nature. What do we do?
It is the way of nature.
So you've got a lot of the base colours down, and I can see you're starting to work on those highlights. So where do we take the piece from here?
Well, what I'm actually trying to do now is start to get a little bit closer to the colours that that are in the photograph, trying to get that a little bit more realistic, because as you saw when I blocked in, it wasn't really the exact colour.
Yeah.
So you just keep on working at that. This is basically the second layer, and once I've finished that, then we'll go back in and then we start even refining some more.
So you're really just wiping that paint out, and that you're not adding water at all, it's just
No.
getting rid of the paint?
Getting rid of the paint.
Okay.
You see, and then you can just come in.
Ah, there you go. Lovely.
You get a lovely, lovely smooth finish.
I just wanted to bring up this one piece that we're screening up now. It's a panoramic of Tauranga, which is absolutely fabulous. And when I was looking at this with you, Sue, you said you didn't put a lot of detail into it. And I was going, oh really? You got a little carried away, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a bit, I suppose.
That's a
Took me
fantastic...
months to do it.
Oh, it's a fantastic
Yes.
piece, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so I went up to the top of Tapuna Quarry Park and took a whole lot of photographs up there, and I just had to work it. So I had the mountain and Mare Island and everything in between, because living on an avocado orchard ourselves and within in the orchard industry with kiwi fruit, etc., this just showed the scale of all the orchards right throughout that whole area, with a lookout right out to the mount, etc. So it was an exciting thing to do, but I'm only going to do it once.
I can understand why.
Yeah.
But some of your other work is just beautiful too, like Harness Pals, which is a fantastic picture of some draft horses as well. And I don't know how you actually say this or pronounce this, it's Pohutakawa? Pohutakawa.
Yes.
With the flower, it's just beautiful as well.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, no, they're our local flower, the North Island red Pohutakawa, and they always come out at Christmas time, and they are known as the New Zealand Christmas flower.
You actually helped to start a lot of the art societies in this area as well. You originally joined the Omakaroa art group as well. You had a big influence in getting that, and obviously helping other people out with art classes along the way. It's just great stuff.
Omakaroa art group was actually the start of my teaching. That was my very first lesson I ever took, was at Omakaroa. Because I'd just done about a year's drawing with this artist, he basically took us through a year's drawing of learning how to get your tonal values, etc, etc. One day I suggested at this group that I could take a few of them for drawing lessons, and so, oh yeah, so it was a bit of a good response. So I went there the following week into the hall, and I thought, oh, I better go down that other end, just set up a few little tables. And I was busy setting up a still life and everything, and I turned around and there was everybody all lined up behind me, all waiting for me to start. And that was my very first, I just about died. I thought I had the whole lot of them there, and I was so nervous. But look where I am now today. I've just gone from strengths to strengths. But that was my very first lesson, and one I'll never forget. And as I say, I'm still teaching today, so it's
fantastic,
just continued on.
And a great teacher you are at that too. And the thing that stands out in your work is the light and the play of light.
Tonal values in a paint, I think, are the most important. With yellow, when it's a lemony yellow, the shadows can actually be quite greeny looking. But once you start getting into a deeper yellow, they tend to go more into a reddy browny colour. You can see every time I put more paint on it, just things start getting more and more refined and getting more and more finished.
There's a strength of depth in the layers that you keep putting down.
To me, it's just building up, and then work on the painting as a whole all the time, so you start at the end, you can bring it all together. So now I've reached a certain point of the painting, I need to let this dry. So now I'm going to start to come back, I'm going to start to refine these and put the light on these calyxes and just finish off a little bit more around here. So what I have to do here sometime, I hate to tell you this, but I have to turn my painting on my side like this.
So that's a fantastic idea.
So that I can come in and then straight.
Means you can use the natural curve of your arm, doesn't it?
Come down this one.
Beautiful. Sort of really pops the picture now, doesn't it?
It's amazing what a bit of light does.
Yeah.
One of the things I use quite regularly is a little piece of white paper, which I just cut out these little holes in. What you'll find when you're looking at anything outside, wherever, photograph, what happens is that colours get influenced by other colours. So if you're really unsure of what colour you're painting or what colour you need to really do it, what you do is what you call isolate it. So you get a little piece of paper like that with a hole in it, and then you put that over your photograph or look at it through, you know, outside or wherever you're looking, and you will isolate that colour you're wanting to achieve, and you can actually then look at that and say, oh yeah, my goodness. So it's actually learning to isolate colours with these little things, but white is definitely the best colour to use. Any other colour you're influencing.
Yeah. All right, Sue. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to let you work for a little while, because I think you've still got a little bit of work to do on those calyxes, which are the leaves around the bud. So we might leave you work for a little while and come back shortly.
Okay.
Okay, guys, great day, great place, Bay of Plenty. Sue, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Graham, for coming.
It was fantastic.
Very much appreciated. Loved to having your company for the day.
Thank you, yeah, and beautiful area. I mean, the people around here are just fantastic. We've had a great time. Now, if somebody wants to get in touch with you about your work, what's your website address?
My website is suedent.vc.net.nz.
That's a good one, guys, so look at it closely. And obviously, if you want to come and see hopefully some of Sue's work and everybody else's, come into colorinyourlife.com.au, and also our Facebook page. And come and share us on YouTube as well, and like us in there, subscribe. I mean, we've got tons and tons of people coming in these days. It's fantastic. But we're going to be in New Zealand for a little while. Fantastic area, great people. It's really pretty around here. It's just amazing. And visiting some other great artists, Sue being one of those. But until we meet again, guys, remember, make sure you put some colour in your life. We'll see you next time, guys. Omakaroa.